there, friends. This is my second video blog here, and I wanted to answer one of your questions that I received last week. I believe this question was from Brianna. She asked what it is that I eat normally on a typical day. Well, since going plant-based, since eating vegan, I try and keep things kind of go in stages, like I don't eat the same thing every single day because I get bored, and healthy eating should not be boring. It should be exciting and fun. And so for breakfast lately, I've been either making a green juice, have a smoothie. There's my cat's tail. She's joining me. I make oatmeal or overnight oats sometimes. Oatmeal is definitely a staple in the winter when it's colder, but lately been going for the cold breakfast instead. Once in a while I have cereal, not very often. My husband's more the cereal guy. Hi, Nina. So we always have cereal for him and with almond milk, but I tend to make granola on a semi-regular basis, so I have homemade granola, and I might do some fresh berries with that and pour some almond milk on it. It's really good. That tends to be breakfast. Once in a while I have toast, not very often. And sometimes on the weekends I make pancakes or muffins or something like that too. So that's breakfast. For snacks, typically throughout the day I turn a lot to fresh fruit. Sometimes nuts. I like dates for a sweet snack. Handful of chocolate chips once in a while. What's wrong with that? For lunch, it's usually leftovers from dinner. Otherwise, I will make myself a quick salad or a wrap. And so I always try and have greens and fresh vegetables like peppers and cucumbers and onions and tomatoes and those kinds of things that I like in my salads. And so I've been putting my salads in a great big mixing bowl because I tend to eat more of them if it's in a mixing bowl versus on a plate. I'm a messy eater and I tend to push things off the plate with a salad, so I'm going to eat more if it's in a big bowl. I don't know why, but that's just the way it goes. So I make a big salad, lots of greens, lots of fresh vegetables, usually a homemade dressing, or just like a vinegar and olive oil. I have some flavored vinegars and oils that are really yummy. With some nuts on it. Sometimes if I have cooked quinoa or rice or beans, I'll put that in the salad. I tend to have wraps on hand or pita pockets and sorts, and then I will take some beans that I have pre-cooked and I'll put those in there with some salsa, fresh vegetables, sliced up avocado, or hummus if I have that on hand. Basically I honestly don't do a lot of planning ahead when it comes to my daily eating, which I think is probably different than a lot of people who are health coaches or healthy bloggers, and they're like, oh, you must plan every single day. I've tried that before and it doesn't work very well for me. I get my schedule's really busy, like everyone else's, I guess. But if I get off track on a meal plan, then you have this extra food that you planned to use but didn't get around to using, or you get leftovers from the meals that you made and then you're trying to eat the leftovers but you still are planning on making dinner that night. So I try and go with the flow and try and be more relaxed about how I'm eating on a daily basis, and just having some basic staples in my fridge and in my freezer at all times. So that's kind of how I structure lunch. Pretty simple. Sometimes I will do something ahead, like make a chickpea salad or like a bean salad or something, and then I'll use that either on top of greens or in a wrap or just on its own, and eat that for lunches. For dinners, like you said, I often am eating lunch leftovers from dinners, but for dinners I mix it up. Sometimes I'll make like a skillet meal with just a grain and a bean and lots of fresh vegetables. I saute a lot of veggies. I do water saute, some oil saute. I'll roast veggies. I make pasta dishes with a whole grain pasta. A lot of soups. A lot of really simple, it's just really simple meals for the most part. I will try 1 or 2 new recipes a week, or thereabouts, depending on how crazy I'm feeling. And so when it comes to trying new recipes, I will plan ahead and make sure that I have those ingredients. And I'll be like, okay, Tuesday night I'm going to make this, you know. But other than that, it's just a lot of pulling meals together quickly and easily, simply using whole foods. I, spice them differently depending on my mood. We'll utilize condiments like tamari, barbecue sauce, apple cider vinegar, Bragg's aminos, any homemade dressings I've made, flavored olive oils or balsamics, salsa, hummus, tahini, all of those good things, miso, all those things I use on a regular basis. I do utilize tempeh and tofu maybe once a week. I don't eat those every single night. And we do order out once in a while too. Our favorite lately has been Vietnamese food, and so I've been just craving spring rolls, just like that like fresh crunch on the peanut sauce. I love that. So we ordered spring rolls and veggie bowls from Lamb's Vietnamese the other night. It was super good. Seriously, like my dog, I can't hardly come up for air. It's bad. They're so good. I need to be more mindful when I'm eating that kind of food because I get too excited about it. And so before bed, one of my favorite snacks is popcorn. I air pop popcorn in a brown paper bag. So you just put 2 to 3 tablespoons of popcorn in a brown paper bag, fold the top over, microwave between 1.5 minutes and 2 minutes. For my microwave, it's like 1 minute and 43 seconds. It's like the magic number. I burned a lot of bags of popcorn trying to find that number. And then I will drizzle it with a little butter flavored olive oil and sprinkle with some nutritional yeast or salt, and that's a great before bed snack. I am trying to stop my eating before bed, and so I'm actually pulling the reins back in on myself and trying to come back to a more simple and structured eating and just be a little bit more mindful, because even as a health coach, even as someone who is conscious of these things, it's easy to let it get away from you sometimes and just get off track, and it still happens. I'm up a couple pounds heavier right now than I am really happiest at, and so I just want to lose a couple of those pounds to be back to the zone where I'm feeling more confident in my body again. So that's what a daily eats look like for me. I hope that gave you some good ideas and just a feel for kind of how I make healthy plant-based food work for me on a daily basis. So have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.